I hope that was fun. We've never done that before hybrid and with so many people, so I tried to have my outside voice really loud. I don't have a very loud voice. If you have access to the Moreau, what might be fun later is we can look up what the online people did for their artifacts. So each team had a colored board on Moreau. I didn't dig into it too much there. And so what I would love to do is if each group picked a spokesperson is to have someone from each group come up and tell us about your artifact, kind of what's the gist of it, what does it do, and then maybe read your text message conversation or your news headline, all the funny, silly stuff so we can laugh. Does that make sense?
Hello, my name is Armando. I'm here with Red House, and since I didn't do any talking before, I was informed that I would be doing the talking now. So I'm talking now. Our artifact is, let me get to my notes. It is an environmental safety indicator for your inflatable suit. The year is 2023. It informs you of the safety of the local area on the moon, depending on the time of day and the side of the moon that you're on, and deploys an inflatable suit that configures to the applicable conditions. It is 1 foot. It feels like a smartphone. It's from Earth. It was invented in 2019 by Atmospheric Essentials. You interact with it by touch and a biometric scan. You interact with it every time you go outside. And anyone can use it. You can share it with anyone in the habitat. And it is self-cleaning. It is connected to your suit. It's customizable by user. It has third market decorative covers that are available. It's fixed to the structure and it has a remote scan. The benefits to society is it keeps you alive. So that's a positive effect. If you don't use it, you can't go outside. Keeps you safe from the climate. And it is called a threemer. And so this is our conversation. Do you want to go for a walk? Can't. Threemer's too low. Oh, that sucks. What's your threemer? 5AAATG-AACG-3, and I'm only 5'3". Oh, I'm sorry, Dana. Yeah, the screen went black after the last reading, too. Try drinking some compost tea to raise your threemer. All right, I'll try that. Let you know.
So our artifact or object is called root because the root feeds into the petal sort of concept. So the idea is that all life has this scanning data gathering device. So if you think about humans have it kind of implanted in their skin, dragonflies could have it attached to their wings. And the idea is it's just collecting information on, say, weather data or movement patterns, how you're feeling. And so the idea is you can have information on movement of species, their behavior, adaptation, and it gets fed into this big central database. And your own personal root device will give you recommendations on what you should do throughout your day, but you are not required. It's not going to control you. That's the hope anyway. And then it reports out observations to identified groups. So say researchers are studying a particular species of elephant, and those elephants are all being tracked, then they'll get that data sent to them. Or environmentalists, if they're interested in how a species behavior might change due to air quality changes, or perhaps, something that's going on that they need to be aware of. And also medical information sent to your doctor. Did I miss anything? Oh, we thought it was from the year 2080, so a little bit farther. But obviously, we have decided in the future there's just no privacy whatsoever, clearly. We already have tracking devices with our phones and stuff, so there's just yes, it's ethically questionable, but we've all just bought into it. The periodic table of life. Yeah, everything's being tracked, so. Do you want to do the conversation?
I can do the conversation.
You can do it, all right.
Yeah, so
So person, conversation.
We could do that.
Could do that.
We'll just do that. Just you start.
All right, I'll start. So this is at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Hey, did you get the notification about the butterfly migration?
Oh no, I'm not subscribed to butterflies en route.
Well, it's telling me a bulk of the migration will be over the solstice steps at 7.
Solstice steps are in Lakewood, for those that don't know. Okay, I'll meet you there.
Sweet.
Oh man, Root just told me I'm allergic to butterflies and to not even think about it.
Well, I'm still gone.
Have fun.
I'm Chris Kay from Stairs, and our device is called the Pizza Swipe, probably because of the shape, but it's a measurement device with physiological personal data. You can index it any time for yourself. It's also tied interactively with your computer, your cell phone. You can also link it into other parents or children or health caregivers so that it interactively provides that data. It's present day. It measures and stores that data real time. It's flexible. It's from Earth. It's an Apple device. And it downloads the data into a secure device like a phone. Interact with it whenever you need to, or if your vital signs or any of your vital signs start to dip below a certain level. As far as customizable, it's not, but the app or the interface can be customizable. It's there to improve healthcare. We got to be concerned about hacking risks and other access of data when somebody else didn't want it, and manufacturing waste. The headline for us is Pizza Swipe revolutionizes healthcare. The other thing is you get more and more options. So just as the device gets more and more sophisticated, you can track more and more things, whether it's anything of red blood cell, white blood cell counts, whatever it is. And you can actually opt in for more and more data. Sometimes people don't want to know that they're a cancer risk or something, but their healthcare might want to. So you can opt in or out. And all these additions would be, because it's Pizza Swipe, you could add anchovies, cheese, whatever you want to do there. So our little conversation is, hey, how's your day? Well, I'm not feeling so well. Oh no, did you check your Pizza Swipe today? No, it's too saucy. Well, check it now. No response. I'm going to check it for you. And then we don't know the answer to that because it's a game.
Okay, so our device is a toe cloner. So it's a device that is small and it's on the floor, and you step on it with one toe and it registers your DNA, and then it creates a mini me made from mycelium material. And those clones are recyclable, and they are carbon negative, so they have a very good impact on the environment. And I'll just give you that conversation now. Hey, where's the toe cloner? I thought you had it. How am I get my lawn mowed? I told you to keep an eye on it. The clones got it again. Time to start recycling those clones. Start with that nasty one that bit you. Are you driving?
All right. Rich author and
Kylie Cianciola.
all right. So what we have here is we have a multifunctional device that with the collaboration of humans and aliens that came in 2030 to provide us with a one-stop place for checking. It would be an ID, informs us of our health, and it also allows for international planetary travel, like a passport, and the special feature of providing superorganism powers on demand. And the idea was to have this provide more equity within the world and help us to come out of ourselves as a human race. But by the year 2049, unfortunately, it is now forced upon us by the aliens, and they've constantly had to replace this device because it becomes obsolete. So now we're on version 7284 of this device, and the current headline on the alien newspaper was "Troubling telepathic message received from humans.
And in the collection with this newsline, we included our conversation online because this is troubling to them, because they can see through our eyes, because this microchip is constantly on us. So it's like that Harry Potter type thing where Voldemort can see through his eyes. So our message is...
Dude, I lost my Dana.
Which one? The LW one?
Yep.
Oh no, you're screwed.
Can you build me a fake one?
What organism do you want to be?
An octopus with 8 mantis shrimp clubs.
Okay. That will cost you 72 energy credits, 2 planets, and 1 year off your life. But it's a friend's discount.
So our device is called the Gobo Grouper. That's an acronym. The acronym is classified. It is one of many of these devices that you can find at the Sagan Institute. They are wall plaques along the wall, which each contain a unique alien planet's DNA in its entirety. So there is one plaque for each one of them. The current one is the 2091 version discovered by Professor Ludwig Willoughby Dana. So it is unique to him. What the device does is it allows you to go up and either do hologram, virtual reality, or direct scan into your brain, or DNA printing and cloning via Star Trek, brings up any organism from that planet that we have archived. So the object is a commemorative plaque from the year 2091. It is a library for replicating life forms. It's roughly 30 inches diagonal, square, and there's one on the wall, there, and there. It's a glossy surface object. It was created on Earth, again, for the Sagan Institute, but from alien DNA. It has both a touch manual interface and a wireless neural interface, so go right into your brain. And you can interact with it in any way you want because of that. You can certainly share with others, but it's not really something you would borrow. Is it connected to you physically or virtually? In a parasitic kind of way, yes. Is it customizable by the user? Yes. You can pretty much create any life form on that planet with it. Is it made to be skinned? Some of the objects that would come out of it could be skinned, this is true. But it is user perceived. Is it portable? It is short range. Again, it is a commemorative plaque. What benefits to society does it offer? A vast archive of knowledge, and may provide solutions to many problems in 2091, including what's for dinner. Does it negatively impact society in any way, ethically, culturally, in the past or present? It does cause something of a lesser concern for existing life, because you just find out in the archive, plaque number 1 is 2049 version from Earth's archive. Can a user live without it? It is habit-forming and known to cause God complexes. In fact, the Surgeon General's warning on it is, warning, this may cause God complexes. As to its climatic impact, it is a potential class 10 invasive species problem. So you do want to be careful with the Gobo Grouper, which again, should not believe the Sagan Institute. Here is a conversation.
You want to do the first one?
Have you been to the Gobo Duo?
WTF is Gobo.
The Gobo...
Sorry, my handwriting is really
No,
bad.
that's all right. The Gobo Gruber, it shows you new worlds.
OMG. How does Gobo's... I can't Gruber do that. How can you read it?
It takes the DNA of alien worlds and shows you the organisms.
Wow. It lets you see a different aliens worlds.
And each...
Sure, handwriting. Sorry, my bad.
Each plaque contains the DNA of an entire planet. All the life forms, all of them.
Cool. Can anyone go? That's it. Sorry. That's fine. Thanks.
Okay. It's the year 2122, and our device is a HiveMind AI implant that saved us from climate catastrophe because we could not save ourselves, sadly. It's a mascot assistant named Petey, short for, Petal. And aside from some heretics who are resistant to the implant and have chosen to remove them and cloak themselves in styrofoam, which is invisible to Petey, life's pretty good. We use PD to assist with all of our designs. It's taken over, thinks for us.
Okay.
And this is our text message from space where we're terraforming. Great.
Hey, PD, I really need some help.
You again? I assume it's about the incoming solar radiation flare?
Yeah, how are we going to save the cult?
You'll want to consult these results from the Common Poor Will and Whippoorwill, and I'm just going to power you down.
Wait, you going to shut me down?
Yes, bye, sapling. Don't worry, I'll wake you up.
And as an act of Marcus. Hopefully it can zoom in. It says, live with Petey. Don't remove Pete.
She can.
All right, so we definitely took a more dystopian twist to this. I'm just gonna preface that. So our device is the Zip, also known as the Zipper. Thank you. And so it was actually made in the 1980s. And what it does is it's like a glass metallic. It kind of is like cold to the touch, and it actually smells like bananas when you use it. But it's a biometric scanner that scans you to either clone you or transport you. So you can, it's kind of like a 2-in-1. It was made in consortium with aliens, and when you step on it, it has lights, it beeps, and it kind of helps register that information. And so when we talked about our societal impact, it started to be adopted really rapidly, first by the elite that had the money to, but then it kind of got commercialized. As soon as it got commercialized, though, the government just immediately regulated it and kind of shut down that feature because we were having some major ethical concerns with cloning people, slave labor, all that good jazz. But now this the Zipper kind of came back as this like retro cool thing. So this one can do temporary clones. So kids these days are like super excited because they can play hooky from school. And there was actually a huge workforce. So, you can send a clone to sit in your meetings for you. Do you have anything else you want to add?
No.
All right. So, and then so for our narrative, we definitely used some emojis. So hopefully we can emoji them out. So this is a mom to her son. Honey, when are you zipping over?
I don't know how to make a emoji face, but the gritting the teeth, like, yeah.
Yeah. And then the mom just goes, question mark, question mark, question mark, and sends like a zipper, just like a zipper that's opening.
So, aren't I already there?
And then the mom says, stop zipping clones. I want to see you now.
Okay, BRT.
And then he just sends another clone. Thank you.
We kind of went with like a personalized device for an individual, I guess. We called it the Dana. Kind of going with the DNA theme, kind of had to add that in. We realized there's a lot of female names for products these days, kind of like Siri, Alexa. So yeah, we decided to stick with the name Dana. Yeah, like I said, personalized device for an individual, kind of reads the different vitals, can read vitals, give your blood pressure, heart rate, maybe even detect allergies. We thought it would be from the year 2019. And it's kind of like a fingerprint scanner. And we thought it would be quite small, so readily accessible, kind of put it in your pocket. Hard material, maybe a metal. Is it from Earth? Who made it? So we thought Alyssa made it. And from Earth, obviously. How do you interact with it across your senses? So we said we can see it, you can touch it with your finger, put your hand on it, and obviously the seeing would be the different results you're getting. How often do you interact with it? Well, it depends honestly up to the user, but we'd assume that if a normal user would probably use it multiple times throughout the day because it's so accessible. Do you share it with others? Would you let someone borrow it? So someone could borrow it and they could get their own readings for it. So there's that. And then is it connected physically or virtually to other things in your life? So it could be connected to a lot of things in your life. Again, tells you about your blood sugar, heart rate, just an overall health device. Is it customizable by a user? We thought it would be, as you could tune it to users' needs. So if someone is diabetic, it could obviously tell them their different insulin levels or blood sugar. Whereas someone else who's more concerned about their heart rate and trying to keep their heart rate down could use it for that. Is it made to being used by various companies, or is this used only by one company or entity? Not personal. So we thought it would we thought it would be more usable for people, not by companies, I guess, but I guess the companies would be selling it. Is it portable? Is it intimate, always with you? We thought, yeah, it's portable, always with you. Is it ambient? Can you connect with it even if you're not near it? No, we believe that you would have to be near it. If you want to get those readings, you would have to put your finger on it and, really provide your own DNA to the Dana. What benefits to society does it offer now or in the future? So it could be a humanitarian device, set up in grocery stores. So kind of basically what we were going with was a theme that Elizabeth Holmes really tried going after, but really couldn't achieve there. We really thought we could, do what she couldn't do, or at least thought she did. Does it negatively impact society in any way? Well, we believe similar to how people use their phones every day, it's more about how you want to use it. You can either use it beneficially to you, or if you want to get attached to it and kind of make it into an addiction where you're constantly checking your readings, then definitely could be a negative impact. Can a user live without it? Short term, yes. But long term, probably you would want to be able to use it just so you can get your readings. And then for our narrative, we didn't really get to finish it, but I guess I can make something up on the spot. So someone goes, "Have you gotten a Dana yet?" The other person responds, "What's a Dana?" And then person one responds, "She tells you all your important vitals, identifies food allergies, can detect health concerns at really early stages." Person two responds, "That is so cool. Where can I get one?" Well, this is available in stores. You can get it online, and you can even get it shipped right to your house. And person two responds, "That's amazing. I really want to get one now." Person one says, "Yeah, it really is the future." Yeah, that's about it.
Well, thank you so much. Does somebody from Team Blue want to jump in? And you can also share your screens if you'd like to. You're on mute. Check. Yeah.
No, I was thinking we didn't really talk about who is going to present.
You can all present.
That's true. Okay, so Team Blue. We had a really fun time discussing what this object is, and it evolved. So the initial ideas when we were answering all these questions was, this is some kind of educational device. So you can use it to like set it on an object like a plant or a piece of food or something, and it will tell you all the information about it.
But then it evolved into, well, you could use it for diagnostics too, because our theme was aerospace. So like you're working on the aircraft, so you can use that as part of your diagnostic procedures. But then it started to morph into a chip that gets implanted, still with the same kind of educational type properties. So it's not controlling you. You can use it to learn and understand your world. So we were joking about how it's going to make humans to a point where we don't think anymore. We just use our device that we call a tricon, and it will tell us everything that we need to know. And so our fictional conversation that we were having fun with, basically someone chatting with a friend who has kids. So it goes, I don't know, will one of my teammates hop on and we can have the conversation?
Sure, I'll help.
Great.
Hey, got some weird mushrooms growing in the backyard. Do you know what it is?
I'm not sure, but you probably shouldn't touch it.
I'll just use a tricon before a kid puts it in his mouth.
And then we have several emojis of the person with the green face throwing up.
I should have taken my own advice. It's poisonous and I'm definitely seeing sounds.
Whoa, that sounds like Vegas all over again. Face plant on my way over.
Cool. That was really fun.
Sure.
Do you have anything you want to share about the societal impact part as well? Because I see you have a couple of post-its in there.
Hey, Asha.
Yeah.
Our zoo buses are here, so can your last team do a quickie one? Okay.
Let's do that. So Chris, Alex, and David, you're up.
All right, I can go ahead and start. We ended up talking about this as we named it the chromatile. I've unfortunately lost access to some of the sticky note data here, but I'll go from memory as best I can. And Alex, you guys can jump in and add to this too. We saw it as we called it a chromatile. It had kind of a carbon feel, maybe chamfered around the edge. You would interact with it primarily through the fingerprint element at the bottom. It was something that you could carry around with you, sort of portable. And maybe we'll get to the narrative portion here. Alex helped write a pretty good little piece of the narrative. Do you want to jump in, Alex? Maybe she's not available. Oh, there you are.
Hi. So we basically felt that it was something that a mom found in the bedroom of sort of a teenager. And it was more like, Mrs. Incredible sort of vacuuming Mr. Incredible's, study and finding like this hair. And it's sort of like, I found DRC's chromatile. Or I found the chromatile. Who could it be? I think it's maybe DRC. He was here for like 2 weeks plus. It's giving like a weird reading. And so the idea was that if you were going to be able to interact with it with your finger, that it would be able to either take information from you genetically or give you something in that CRISPR-Theranos sort of metaphor that we've been using. But we had a hard time figuring out whether, as David mentioned, it was maybe a double-edged sword. It was either something that made it so that we didn't have proper equity, as it was mentioned, like maybe it was a elitist object, or whether it, and so that meant like, maybe it's going to offer some very beneficial thing, like a relief from a pandemic disease or something. On the other hand, it could have been something that was related to somebody who had like something bad that nobody wanted to get. And so it was a sign that that person had something bad. And so the question of whether what the information was and who had the tile and what the content of the tile was then became sort of very intertwined with the idea of its being like a benefit or not a benefit. And so we sort of walked the line back and forth between whether it was sort of too personal of holding your information or beneficial. And I think that's probably mirroring a lot of what people think about healthcare today in terms of genetic testing and so on, that they're really not quite sure what to do with.
Thanks so much, Alex. I guess you all have to head to the zoo now. So we'll call it a day on this side.
Good.
Thanks. Bye. Bye. So yeah, thank you so much everyone for joining online.
Thank you.
Fun.